Alright, I'm demoing the project I'm supposed to be doing for 455 or whatever the class is called, and I'm basically just showing a game mode that I made for Gmod as part of a project, and I'm kind of demonstrating what I have to see what you might think of it so far. So, start, well, with a menu, I guess. So, I have a menu, you got like various things you could buy. You see on the bottom left right here, you can see I got like a level, I got my XP, I got my money, and I got my weapon, my Beretta M9. Also, I do want to mention something about the weapons I'll be using in this demo. They are not weapons which I made, but I do have permission from a guy who made it to use it, and he said he doesn't even care if it credits me, but I wouldn't have minded like making weapons, but like modeling and doing all the extra work to make weapons would take, I'll just say, longer than the amount of times allotted. In fact, I'll be honest, with the amount of work I put into it, it's like I would, if I was smart, I probably would have just done a regular project, but I'm not smart like that. So here's kind of what I have so far. There's like the ammo. You buy it, it gives you 50 bullets, and it costs $100. Then you got like it's a pistol ammo. Then there's a rifle ammo, that kind of microwave donut looking thing, burnt to crap with a little blue bit sticking out. Yeah, this gives you rifle ammo. You can see right there slightly. And this is buckshot, and it just gives you shotgun ammo. And yeah, so that's pretty simple. Then there's these things called buildings. There's a barricade and the ammo dispenser. The barricade, pretty basic object. It blocks things. And if you want, you could upgrade it to block things a little better. It increases its health. You see it has 300 out of 300 health here. I need to deal with this. Interrupting my demonstration. How pathetic. Oh, also, you might have noticed, monkey, gave me a little bit of money right here. I went from 400 to 550, and they gave me XP, I think like 400 something to 550. So, yeah. And also, I shot it, and it did, I think, 20 damage. I shot. Yeah. And if you shoot it enough, it'll disappear. I'm thinking about adding an effect for it to just blow up in your face whenever it's destroyed. So, there's that. And then there's the other object, the ammo dispenser, which does exactly what it says on the tin. It gives you ammo, exactly the kind which you need. This has some errors, but I think it has some errors, but I'll go into that later. And also, if you shoot it enough, it dies too. Alright, then there's the next thing. There's the classes. There's the medic class, the rebel class, the metro cop class, the scout class, and the combine class. These will all have different levels and values later on. And currently, it's I think it's in alphabetical order, but it's not supposed to be in this order because I guess I just didn't code it right. I'll figure it out later. But anyway, they each have different things. Like they start with different weapons and have different abilities. Like I switched to his combat class here. You see it changes my class and despawns me. Then when I respawn, I spawn with a AK-74 instead of a M9 pistol. And this is something which I haven't quite gotten to implementing yet. But these weapons right here, they have different categories. There are rifles, pistols, machine guns, SMGs, and all that. Uh, you will only be able to buy those items if you are of the correct class. So currently, Combine, I have the restrictions set up right now. Literally, all I have to do is add it into a code. But basically, each of these classes has a set of weapons which you're allowed to buy. For example, the Scout is able to buy pistols and submachine guns. The Rebel is able to buy pistols, submachine guns, shotguns, and rifles. And the Medic is only able to buy like pistols. And this guy is only able to buy submachine guns. This guy is able to buy rifles and machine guns, but can't buy SMGs and pistols. So like each of these classes has different restrictions based on what it is. And yeah, so the plan is eventually to have it so that they'll have restrictions right now, but if you see I try to buy this Glock 17 pistol, it still lets me buy it even though I'm a class which in theory shouldn't be able to buy it. So yeah, that's just the basics for most of the stuff inside the menu. And also, it literally just says you can't afford this item if you can't afford it. And then there's the other thing, the kind of annoying thing that kept interrupting me earlier, the zombie, wherever the hell it went. Now, it shows up when you don't want it to show up, but it's not there when you do want it to be there, as all convenient things are. Yeah, so it's a zombie. It's zombies. You see, it's very aggressive and wants to punch me in the face if you get too close to it. And it is a little more than just a zombie because, well, it is just a zombie, but it could do a little more than just zombieing because if it gets this guy, or Cal, I guess, that's not, that wasn't what was supposed to happen. What if I try it? Okay, I need to pause for a second to fix. Oh yeah, that. If the zombie gets to a certain level, it gets abilities. I'm still adding it, but yeah, it throws up on you if it gets to a certain level. But I need to pause for a while and fix something. This isn't working as intended. Okay, so I'm in the middle of like trying to fix this, and so what's going on right now is kind of weird. So basically, the method which gets this is called target get model. And what it does is it basically passes it on, well, it's called zombie model. It sets a model based on the target's model. Basically, oh, okay, I know the issue now. Okay, so, uh, okay, I also want to mention something. I'm using an NPC base involuntarily. I will mention that because this makes it way more difficult to actually do it than normally, but I literally could not find a single tutorial on how to make an NPC without a base. So this is the best option I have, but because I'm using a base, every single one of these files is called init.lua, so it is extremely hard to tell which one does what. But to explain what's going on, basically, why all these NPCs have the same model, it's because on this NPC, on initialize, basically, is assigned a model called int.model. And before this, what I would do, well, while I was setting up the test for this, there's a thing called mapins, and I was used a zombie spawner here. And originally, I could just assign them all here. Basically, I used a zombie spawner so this would spawn an infinite amount of zombies. But it spawned them as an error model or with no model even. And so in order to get around that, I had to assign a model here. But uh, I found it, well, basically because it's not supposed to be doing this, but the code kind of works in mysterious ways, so to say. So this is supposed to be pre-initialized, so it's supposed to do this before the NPC spawns, and then sets a model. You know, I mean, like sets it before they spawn, and then allows you to do all that stuff, which means that it sets a model, and then wherever the hell I put the code here should apply after it spawns. But for some reason, it is applying the NPC model after it spawns instead of before it spawns, which is breaking the code here. And I don't know why it does that. I'll just be honest. But the easiest way to fix this is just to set this to nil. Well, you can just put empty quotes for nil because I love this engine and it allows you to do that. And if I do that, yep, it's working fine now. So yeah, it's just being weird, I guess. But yeah, so there's that. So you notice that whenever they kill an NPC, it progresses them to the next stage or whatever. Oh, right. Oh, if you change the code here, then it refreshes the NPC. So that zombie that was trying to throw up on me earlier doesn't throw up anymore because it reset the code. And also, you get different amount of money in XP based on what stage the zombie's in. So, yeah, that one was in stage 2, so it gave me 300 instead of 150. But you saw why I applied model there, is because it spawns as an error instead of a one of these. So I'm gonna have to quickly change that back for a second and figure out a solution. I'll pause it while I'm doing that because it might take a bit. I'll just show the solution when I get there. Okay, so I've actually dealt with this issue before, and the issue is that this is a, well, it's a base entity, and that means it's not supposed to have a model assigned to it. Well, it can, but well, what would happen if I didn't do that is okay. So I'm trying to think of a succinct way to describe this. Basically, when the entity is spawned, it has to have a model applied before it spawns. And one of the ways to get around the initial issue I had here was that, how should I put this? Okay, I could have it wait for a half a second, well, 1/10 of a second, and then apply the model afterward. But that would slightly break the model, so that's like not a practical solution for it. But it is a practicable solution. But I'm not going to do that. Instead, the next best thing is to change how this is. I'm changing this to a parent class instead of a child class. So, well, technically, it's going to remain that. It is the int base creature is based off the NPC base I'm using. This one uses a creature base. So what I could do is I could change how this works and change this, basically change it to where it has a name and then wrong file. Basically, I just make it so that it inherits from, instead of a creature base, it inherits from wherever the hell this is called. Test VJ belong. So basically, instead of inheriting from creature base, it inherits from test VJ zombie, which in turn, where the hell? So I take this model. I'm sorry, I thought I might have broken something there. I was double checking. So I move a model from there to here, and then there's this other thing, the spawner. Wrong spawner. Yeah, this one. I changed the zombie here. This one zombie, and then did I? Okay, it's just doing a stray error. Sorry if this is a bit long-winded. I'm like, it's kind of hard to explain a lot of this stuff because I haven't actually explained it to anyone ever. Mainly because no one really wants to listen to me when I try to. But so it was trying to, well, it was basically following the set of, yeah, you see the model spawns properly now. Oh yeah, this is a context menu. I use it for debug purposes. For the game mode, I would use this. I'll disable this because this allows you to basically spawn whatever hell you want when you want. Not exactly congruent with the game mode, but it is very convenient if you're testing. So you see I don't have a lot of money, so if I was to buy everything in the menu, I'd run out of money pretty quickly. But yeah, this just is a convenient way of getting around it. But when the actual thing is done, I could just get rid of this and use this instead. But yeah, so what was going on there was that I was trying to spawn it with no model, which resulted in an error. And so I had to change which NPC was doing it. So I made this new NPC, which inherits from the test zombie class, and instead has it actually spawn off a model instead of no model, and thus is actually able to make the spawner work every time I kill it. Like that. Alright, so now that I've done like showing how it breaks, what else? Oh yeah. Yeah, this is a custom model, by the way. I'm able to manipulate the skin on it because of how I set the thing up. But yeah, so based on its level, it has a different skin. So that's like level 1. Wait, can it? Yeah, that's level 2. It's level 3, level 4, and then level 5. They also get stronger based on that, but here, unless I like change it so that the skin determines its strength, it really doesn't do that. Okay, so I guess the last thing is to demonstrate what happens when you get killed by the zombie. That wasn't supposed to happen. Give me a second. I need to repeat this. Give me a second. Okay, I found out what the issue was. So basically, it wasn't doing the zombie function because since it was a new class, it didn't know that was a zombie attacking me. It just thought it was some random entity. So what I'm going to do to fix that is set up a new table called zombie table, which contains all the classes that are classified as zombies. So test VJ zombie, comma, test VJ zombie Alex. Those are two types of zombies so far. And then now that I have that, I go down here, wherever the hell it is, here. And so what it was doing here was it was basically testing to see if the attacker was a test VJ based zombie. And that this isn't a test VJ based zombie, it's a test VJ based zombie Alex. And so I need to get rid of this and replace it with table.has value attacker get class wait, no, I'm doing this backwards. It's what did I name a table again? I got a memory of a bloody goldfish when it comes to this. Zombie table, that's what it is. Sorry, I'm sorry about this. Zombie table attacker get class. Yeah, and so this instead of just getting the class, gets the well basically checks if the attacker's inside a table of valid zombie types. Please stop, Misha. Stop, Misha. And I basically just need to change any reference to whatever the hell it is called, the entity. Uh, Give me a second. I need to search something up. This may not seem pertinent to what I'm doing, but yeah, okay, I'm good. Oh yeah, because I reset it then. Yeah, there we go. Yeah, so this is what it's like being a zombie, but I will be a human in a second again because there's only one person on the server, and that person's a zombie, and yeah, so it'll basically just despawn. What the hell is going on here? Oh yeah, we're not even able to do damage to each other. Actually, I know exactly what's going on here. So there's the other thing. This is a thing that took 8 hours for me to fix, and I will need a little bit of explaining to kind of tell you why this took 8 hours to fix. But this this right here is part of it, okay? You like said, oh, 8 hours is not. No, this was a lot of effort, okay? Look, I'm going to be honest, whenever you told me it wasn't a big deal what I did yesterday when I was trying to tell you, it did kind of annoy me a lot. I'll just say that right now, because this is a big deal, okay? And it might not sound like a big deal, but basically, this is what's going on right here. So, what's happening is if the enemy is a zombie, that marks it as a friend. So if you're a zombie, it marks you as a friend, and you don't get attacked by the entity anymore. However, that leads to a problem, which is that it can't identify you as an enemy if, say, you're a human like right now, like I am here. But you notice a magical thing, all of a sudden, it's still hostile to me. So what's going on there is, where is that? It's in the custom on think function. Up here, I basically have a thing that clears the entire table of friendly entities. And it does that on a set interval, so that it's able to identify who's a friend and who's an enemy on a more permanent basis. So you notice I'm not an enemy to it. But you notice that moment right there where I got hostile and made all those funky sounds. That means that it recognized me as an enemy because it cleared the table. And what happened there is this NPC is of a class that starts out friendly to that other zombie. But when it clears a table, which it should, well, whenever it notices it, yep, when it clears a table, they're hostile to each other. And that's part of this. And I know how to fix this. It's actually kind of easy. It's just whenever this initializes over here, where is it at? Yeah. When this initializes, I just set is zombie equals true. And set it here too so that it's permanent. Well, technically, this is a constructor right here. So this basically confirms it. This is default, but in a funky way that sometimes things sometimes work, you want to have it in initializer to make sure it actually sets it as true. But right, give me a sec. So this one's able to see that as a friend, but not vice versa. Maybe if I, oh yeah, because I reinitialized it, it's doing default damage again. It still sees me as friendly. Oh, speaking of that, I might have made a minor mistake, and I can fix it easily once again. Okay. So, where is it at? Where is it at? It is custom on Think right here. So I just need to change this to this. Oh no. Oh no. Oh no. That's not right. Uh, I'm going to have to reload this. I mean, okay, it is right. It is right, actually. But what, well, basically, there's a timer that's set off by this thing, and me changing this resets a timer, which breaks everything. And I forgot about it for a second. So this is right. I just shouldn't have touched anything. But basically, if all the players are infected, then it executes this whole block of code, which basically just resets a zombie stage for the people involved. And then based on that, if it's like greater than 0, then it halves the infection time, so the amount of time you're going to be a zombie. Or if it is 0, or God help if it's less than 0, then it doubles the infection time. And to make sure this is working, I printed out the values and then it sets your stage to 0 so that, next time you're a zombie, you start at stage 0 instead of stage whatever hell. Okay, I know what's going wrong. Never mind. I'm kind of stupid. I put it in the wrong thing, didn't I? I need to. I'm going to have to take a moment to fix this. Okay, so I do know what's going on. It's just the solution isn't going to be very elegant. It's just going to be getting this and sticking it here. And then basically just doing the same thing it did in the other place. Was it? Okay, so much better. And the only problem is now the animations are just slightly broken. Nothing that a quick reload can't fix. Please, please. uh, I think this should work. I know why it wouldn't work, but like I know specifically why, and it would be hard to explain it. I just I just want you to know that if the animation breaks, I know exactly why it's happening, and it is something which is almost impossible to fix. I'll just put it that way. Yeah, this is a problem. Yeah, this. Well, it feels like a problem. It might not be one. There's only one way to really test. Oh! Okay, okay. I feel like a really big idiot right now. So, let me explain how to fix it. Just, get all this fun stuff. Pretend it doesn't exist anymore. Alright? Because I'm a big dum-dum and I forgot how, superclasses work. And I forgot how, overriding methods, or whatever constructors work. Yeah. I'm recording this, I think, at like, it says this is like, that's actually 11 o'clock, so my memory is kind of faded. I'm kind of just tired right now. But I could explain this in extremely simple terms. This, all this stuff was overriding the constructors from a parent class and resulting in all the problems I had before. So, yeah, there's that. But, yeah, so, there's all that fun stuff. Ugh. Yeah, but you see now it works, and now they're both intent. Well, I also know what's going on here, and it's part of a reason why I didn't want to use a base. Uh, the Okay, there's a bit of lore I need to explain because I know the people who were working on this base, and basically what happened there is this spawned in that zombie, and initially what would happen is that would be just fine in the earlier version of this add-on, aka 3 years ago. But since then, they made it so that they tried to fix that problem by making it. Oh yeah, you notice it does extra damage, so not only does it throw up, it also does extra damage at higher levels. So, what was I thinking of? Yeah, so what happened is he made it so that they have no collide with each other whenever they're too close to each other, but that just results in them going in, well, basically colliding with each other in a non-constructive manner. So, yeah, so if you're wondering why they got stuck like that, because of that, I think it's less likely to happen if you're using NPCs, but I don't exactly remember. But yeah, that's one of the main reasons why I didn't want to use a base, but because no one's made a tutorial on how to do anything, and there's no real documentation on how to do it, this is literally the best option I have. So yeah, there's that. So I have an idea on how to make that less likely to happen. So basically, when the NPC is initialized or whatever, trying to bloody look for a relevant thing here. Whole type, so that's it. That's a whole type, whole slash human, and so now what that actually does, you notice that they're not even close to each other, but they're stuck inside each other. You see that? The reason for that is because the whole type is making it bigger than it actually is. In theory, if I, yeah, you see that? So it's kind of hard to explain, but basically, the bounding box around these two is bigger than it actually looks. And there's a way of fixing that, and that may take a while, but I 100% know how to do it. And it requires a lot of trial and error, so I'll do it off thing. But basically, I have a solution for this, and I don't think it'd be terribly complicated or anything, just a bit tedious. But yeah, that's what I have so far. And also, if you're curious about the significance of a spawn over here, outside just spawning zombies, so I have something to shoot at. I did this not through anything in particular. No, I did it through this. I did it through commands. So it's not commands, through code. So basically, this is spawned at this vector, at this angle, at this color, at this model on this map. And so that means that, and also I could add an activation condition for this, but I won't explain that now because that's complicated. But basically, if I wanted to set a bunch of spawners to set off at certain points at certain times, like say I add a map with a bunch of objectives, and when zombies spawn to oppose you, then this would be my manner of doing so. So yeah, that's what I got for now. And this took a lot of work. Like, uh, a lot. These are all the entities that I'm using so far. And then there's like, I haven't done anything with that. There's weapons, and those are files for the game mode. You see, and it's really long. This is the stuff. Oh, the custom scoreboard, right. Cool. You see the number of kills, the number of deaths. Yeah, fun stuff. Also, one of the things which I thought was kind of cool, whenever this happens, you get killed, right? Doesn't add any deaths. So that's pretty cool. Yeah. Yeah, so thanks for sitting through this. I'm like, I'm really somewhat insecure about this. I put a lot of work into it, and I'm not even sure if it's really worth it because I'm not really sure if this is going to be accepted. But, thanks for your time, sir.